Good evening. How are we? Just having a bit of a warm up. Mark, how are you, mate? How's everyone's day? How's everyone's day? That's not good English. I'm so tired. How's everyone's days been? Days been? Disconnecting. How are you? Ant, how are you? Members in the house early. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Oof. Oh, arms warming up all right. We're gonna do. Most of you who are in know exactly what this game is. Kieran, how are you, mate? James, you all right? David, okay? Um, really easy game. So as above me here, I've got to take out as many of all of those as I can. Aiming for 170. If I don't hit 170, hit 130. If I don't hit the 130, I'm aiming for a 90. And then if I'm off target completely and don't hit 220s, just see how many bullseyes I get. So it's as nice and simple as that. Neil's Darts is doing a stream in an hour's time, so I thought I'd try and avoid a clash with him if I could. And then, yeah, see how we get on. Hold on a second, I've not turned one of my lights on. Oh, there we go. That should make me nice and bright. So, yeah, hi Brian, how are you? You just ordered the black version of my darts. Well, you are less patient than me, Kieran, because I really, really want them. But I'm playing the slow game with Red Dragon, see if they'll send me some. So if you guys want to play along with this one, you can. Otherwise, I'm here basically to try and take out 170, but see how many bullseyes I can have. Replicates a nice bit of match pressure to only have one dart in your hand at the end at a bullseye finish. And we can get away with it. Right. Let's go then. Els, how are you? Okay. Oh, that was almost a really good start, but I get nothing for it. Wayne, how are you? Tom, how are you? Thank you for the reply on Twitter, Tom. Oh, that's miles away. Need to warm this arm up. Liam, you okay? Everybody looking forward to the Masters. We've got some darts back on TV this weekend. Oh, God, these bullseyes are miles away. Kieran. Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Kieran. Was it yesterday? Day before? Good choice for your birthday. He's gone for the Robert Thornton black version, which I think looked great. Here we go. Oh, I'm not gonna hit the bullseye today. None of these have even been in the 25. Yeah, same Tom. I'm looking forward to having some darts on the telly this weekend. Oh, ball finish at some point would be nice. Who are we backing to win it then? The Masters. MVG going to come back with a vengeance. Price going to carry on. Oi, we got a bullseye. 90. Yeah, who's my money on, Liam? I think the Masters allows for somebody to go on a good run if they take somebody big out early. But then again, I think Peter Wright might do all right. Grandy, how are you? Number one fan. Well, not my number one fan. I can't say that. That's unfair to the other ones. I've got a lot of time for Grandy. Have another 90. Oh my God, that's miles away. Price versus Wright. Do you know that's I think Peter Wright he's already talked it up, hasn't he, this week? Which he does often. But I think he could be in with a good shout. Chizzy, yeah, that's the thing with Chizzy though. He has these amazing games. That's why the Premier League suits him. But doing it game after game after game. David, what football team do you support? Not a huge football man, to be honest. If you had to pin a team on me, I'd probably say Wolves. I went to watch them a few times as a kid, just because I could get tickets. A bloke who worked for my dad used to go with his sons and took me. But yeah, fell out of love with football really over the last few years. What about you, David? Who do you support? Oh my god, it's 25. I think this might be the first time I've got 5 minutes into a stream without a notification saying there's loads of lag, so hopefully it's coming through alright for you. Ooh, miss. Dazzler's been on the training board. Yeah. He's one of these guys who's consistent. He's like the opposite to Chizzy. Dazzler does have a good A game, but he's constantly 96, 97. So he's a bit like Wade like that. If Righty's head's clean, doesn't play himself, and starts, yeah, I think he's got a really good chance of having another good year this year. Nick's Darts Diary. Good evening. We're trying to take out 170 today, Nick. I've had one shot at it already, but I've only hit the ball once. Twice. Stephen, how are you? The Wi-Fi got her with me tonight. It's because it's a weeknight. It's the weekends when everyone's on the old Wi-Fi that it's not so great. Oh, there's a Robin Hood. Don't get many of them. Oh. David, you're an Everton fan. I work with a bloke who's a big Everton fan. Picked up the Daytona Fire last week. Great dart, but hard to get used to. Yeah, they look really great. I'd love to have a throw of them one day. Can only dream of 170 checkout. Do you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You can do it. It's just about not making a big deal about it when the first two go in. He says as he throws into the ones. Hit your second 180 yesterday. Well done, cue board. They're nice when they go in. Have I seen much on the socials about darts players having a drink being discouraged? What's your opinion? It's always been the way because it's a I did a video about how they should change the TV coverage of darts, and one of the points was we should see more backstage before the match. 90. But the issue with that obviously is them drinking, and obviously the PDC want to show themselves as a professional, not out drinking and what have you. You can see from the tabloids when footballers go out drinking, people think it's the worst crime in the world. They're not going to stop drinking. That's just as simple as it is. If I'm, let's say, who do we know out of that lot likes a drink? Simon Whitlock. And you're earning 120 grand. I mean, what's Simon? Someone would be able to check it on the order of merit. What's Simon Whitlock in the last 2 years? Probably 250 grand. If you're earning 125 grand a year, and one of the main reasons or routines you get into is having a drink before, you're not going to stop. Did I see the PDC awards? Only saw who the winners were, really. Shane, how are you? Ooh, that felt good. That's what she said. I'm trying to take this 170 out. Last time I did this stream with the 170s, I took one out early, which is always a relief. I don't want to be looking for it in half an hour's time, another 90. But yeah, this game just reinforces a bit of board management for you guys. So obviously I'm just going for 3 particular shots here. But at the end of the day, if you can leave yourself 1 dart in hand at bullseye as a last resort, it's good to practice that. Ooh. The amount of legs and tough matches, close matches, that'll make the difference if you can hit a ball finish. Also, if anyone hits a ball finish against you, how much does that hurt? Hi Josh, nice to have you with us. Yeah, I've not been going that long, only 8-9 months. Yeah, there's going to be lots more match vlogs if one day we're allowed out. That's what I set up the channel to do, really. But it's ended up as it is because of lockdowns and things like that. But vlogs, that's where I want to go. Yeah, guess he won everything except for youngest player, and then obviously there was the whole Bradley Brooks, Callan Ritz issue there with the young player. Hey, another ball. I'd love to see all your YouTube darts channels do a mini league between you. Yeah, there's been chat about it in the past. There's a few, well, to be fair, we all get along pretty well. It's just the logistics of organising it. None of us are lucky enough to be full-time, obviously. And it probably takes someone to do that as a job to run it. And then it's who gets to put it on their channel. If people are monetized, is that unfair if they get to host it? There's a bit of politics that I think might come into it, but we'll see, because there's appetite for it. I get it every stream. People ask when I'm playing other YouTubers. Did round the board on doubles earlier, did quite well, probably 30%-ish, couldn't get close to the ball. Yeah, it's something to work on, Tom, because in a match situation, if you're leaving yourself 1 shot at the ball, even if you miss it and your opponent's behind you waiting on a double, they've had that high and it's basically their backside's gone a little bit, thinking, oh god, that was close. So you get their adrenaline pumping, a bit of nerves. Do I have a good morning routine? That sounds dodgy. I assume you mean training routine. I used to. The problem is I don't really have the time to train anymore. I'll tell you what you should do. You should do 20, no more than 20 minutes really on each game, which is a bit of a fallacy with me playing this game for an hour tonight. But yeah, keep it fresh. Whatever you do, you should practice with intent and never make the game get boring. If it gets dull, then it's rubbish. Nathan, do 108 checkout. I'm not going to do checkouts on request tonight, Nathan, unless, well, basically, because the way I've got the board set up, I can't be bothered to move the camera. So the numbers you can see, if you're a Premier member, what are they called, PhD members, who get me to do a guaranteed checkout of a score of under, under 100, then Ant and Grandy and people like that, then just give me a shout for the ones that you can see, otherwise you won't see. What size stems do I use? I'm on smalls at the minute. I was on mediums for a long time. I made a little bit of a change, and I've stuck with them like this for 2 or 3 months, and they're going all right. They're harder to control, but when I'm on it, my scoring's so much better, so it's just about being on it a bit better, or more regularly. Oh, that one felt good when it left my hand, the second one. That's a shame. Use tweenies, best of both worlds. Yeah, I was going to go for the tweenies, but then I thought I'll have a little play around with a big change, and then I could go back. However, the tweenies, there's no reason why not. But these ones seem to be going okay-ish at the minute. Yes! Thank God! Always worry when I do these streams that I'm not going to hit the shot that I'm telling everyone I'm going to do. Like when I do the scoring practice ones, I barely ever hit any 180s, but there's your 170, gang. Disconnecting 110, yeah, I have to do one for you disconnecting. I'm hoping I can do it with what I can see in front of me. Oh. The catch has chatted up. The catch has chatted up? The catch has chatted. The chat has caught up. I've got a degree in journalism. You wouldn't think it the way I speak sometimes. The chat has caught up with 170. So yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, Marcus. I don't know if I put it like that, but yeah. If you practice at home and you've never played in a game, the general rule of thumb is if you practice at home, take off 10% for a pub game of your home average, 15% off your home average for Super League. It's real tough. You wouldn't believe it. Even just playing a pub game, you might play that well in a pub game, but you might also absolutely shit the bed. Thank you, David. I'm on a 5-year plan to go to Q school, currently averaging 60-ish. Yeah, see how you get on, see how that improvement goes. Once you hit your plateau, that's when it's hard to build. Most people hit a plateau around 55, 60 when they really, really practice, and then they get disheartened, try and change too much, and then the game goes down. So it's about getting those little gains. Once you're at 60, 5 years, yeah, that's not the worst plan in the world, because I think you should aim to put on a whole dart onto your average, so 3 points a year. If you really focus your practice, that'll get you up to mid-high 70s, and you could be competitive then. But yeah, Marcus is right. 60 average is good. 60 averages me most of the time. Have I had a good week? Yes, I have, Wayne. Thank you. What about you? Oh, that's rubbish. Oh, that's all rubbish. Still not a single drop frame. Something's going well with the Wi-Fi today. What do I call that game where I try and aim for the ball? You hit it and you can go for any double. Yeah, I did one called Knockout Doubles. And that was a really nice warm-up game. So first start at the ball. If you hit the ball, you can pick any double you want. Same with 25. So I tend to go, when I play that game, to hit the ball, I go double 18. It's my favourite double. And if I hit the 25, I either go tops or 16s. If I don't hit the ball at all, I hit the double of the number that I'm in near it. And then once that's gone, it's gone. Josh, you hit 110 checkout against the old man. Ball finish. What, two data? If you want to have a chance in Super League or Q school, you need to have a 90 plus average constantly. Nah, no, you don't. If you want to have a chance in, I'll start with the Q school part of that point. I'm not being a dick, Marcus. I just talked through my thought process of it. Q school. Matt Edgar did an amazing video on it last year, and it's not about your average, it's about your turns. So it's how many visits to the board you have. So you might need to average 90, but you can also average 83 because as long as your winning legs are in that turn, so an 18 darter is worth the same as a 16 darter. It's just the average is different. So Aaron Beanie, yeah, he did get a bit of a tanking this year on the tour, but he won a tour card with an 84 average. Super League, if you're playing your County Premier Super League, you need to be at 70 average. If you want to win consistently, you've got to be 75. Oh yeah. I know what you mean, Marcus. If you can average 90 regularly, you're going to accumulate the points over the 4 days. You should get a card if you can average 90 regularly. However, there's a guy who plays county at my county, and he averages 30, 32 every county game, every Super League game. He's never won a tour card, but he goes to Q School every year. What's my favourite checkout? My favourite one to go for, or my favourite one that I've ever hit, Nathan? Like in a match. Ooh. Oh dear. But if you regularly average 83, you'd have to play very, very well all weekend to be in a chance of getting a tour card. Just saying, it can be done on that average. Also, it's about the draws, isn't it? You look at someone like Paul Nicholson last year. You got like Fallon Sherrock, Scott Mitchell. He got some real bad draws. You think the darts referee is streaming tonight? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see anything come through from Jack. You want to go to Q School when you're 21 or 22? Let's see how progress goes. Yeah, Chris, if you live close enough, do the development tour. Honestly, you'll learn so much from that. What's my favourite checkout to go for in a match situation? Anything that ends with a treble 1932, just like that area of the board. I think it's a really nice, comfortable switch. Or anything that ends in a 56, so a 76 or something like that, where I've got the weight to go bang, bang across the 18th. Wee, another 90. Wonder what Barney will average at Q School. Barney will be consistent. He'll be mid 90s. You'll find that a lot of the players, someone like Taylor would still push 100 in some games if he came back and played a bit. It's just for those players, it's match sharpness. Hey, Stuart, you okay? How many kids do I have? Why do you want to be adopted? I've got one. Oh, I'm hitting the bull okay tonight. How can you get Marcus Sadlicek? Is that you or Sardic? If it was, I'm thinking of Carol Sadlicek. How would you get onto that tour? The development tour. If you go on the PDC website, Chris, there's loads of information about it. You do have to pay an entrance fee for the development tour, but it's open to everyone under the age of 23, I think. Average 50-ish. You're 12 years old and you want to go to Q School. What's the youngest age? I think you've got to be 16 to go to Q School. But keep working at it. 4 years to push that average up. Like I say, I regularly average, let's say, anywhere between 70 and 80, but I've never seriously considered going to Q school. But I do this channel more for the improvers because I've not got any natural darting ability. I've had to work on it. So I know there's a lot of people out there who might not have aspirations as high as Q school like me, but want to be a good Super League player. And I think anyone can play Super League. And that's a good competitive level, and it means you can go to tournaments and think, oh, I might get some cash here, I might reach the quarterfinals if you can regularly average 70. How would you advise a beginner to practice doubles? No, don't just go around the board. No, go specifics. You look at the best double hitter in the world, James Wade. He probably over the course of a match hits 4 different doubles. Make sure your setup play is good, because it's not going to help you being the best hitter of double 13 in the world, because by the time you've got better at scoring, you're never going to leave it. So all that time you practice double 13 is pointless. Don't neglect it. Do it every now and again, but don't spread it evenly. Go on your breakdowns, your 20s, 10s, 5s, and then 18s, double 9s, 16s, 8s, 4s, 2s, and then obviously practice double 1. Alright, let's try and take another big fish out. Oh, not like that. Going around the board. A tip from John Lowe. Yeah, he obviously knows better than me. If you're just learning, I think going around the board is good for your maths and your board management. But I don't know if there's much value spending hours practicing double 13 or double 11. Every now and again you're going to have to go for it, but if you're having to go for it, it's because you've hit a dodgy dart somewhere anyway. So oh, that was close. It was so close. On the wire. How many players miss double 1? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, practice double 1. But I'm good at double 18 and I'm pretty good on tops, so I don't tend to practice double 1. I just know that if it's in that area, I'm pretty accurate. Yeah, Bob's 27s and 1-2-1. Good games to play. Yeah, that last 170 was close. Yeah, I want to get another one, Josh. Although I find myself talking a lot tonight rather than throwing, which is fine, because I want to engage with people. A 180 followed by a 147. That'd be nice. Should I go for disconnecting 180 now? I'll go for my 170s. Oh. Another miss. That's 3 misses, 1 hit. Oh. Getting better on the treble. Getting better on the treble. Yeah, Nick, I mean, a lot of it, I can just say is my opinion. People have different opinions on the game. A lot of people overcomplicate it, but a lot of people really oversimplify it. There's a lot of nuances. Like you see, if you follow Dart Connect, you see people lose with 100 average to someone who got a 90. It's timing, throwing well on your throw. Focus, yeah, Marcus, I'll try. Ooh. You know, sometimes they come out of your hand, they just don't feel right. That was those 3. You were better than the last. Yeah, the last stream I played rubbish. Last Wednesday I played well. Oh dear, when I was doing checkouts. But Saturday I played rubbish, didn't I? Oh, oh, miles away from bullseye. That's such a good first start. That's a killer when you miss that one. When am I next streaming after this? Probably Saturday, probably. We'll see. A lot of the channels stream quite regularly now, and I don't like to... Oh, my life, didn't mean to do that. And a lot of them clash, and I don't really like to go up against somebody and clash. How do I get better at bullseyes? Right, that's one you've got to practice. So why games like this help. But the main thing with practicing bullseyes are practicing with one dart in hand. I mean, obviously, if you're on 65 or 61, then it's worth practicing for setup plays. But if you throw two rubbish darts while you're scoring, instead of throwing the third one away, have a go at ball. Oh, I'm above the ball now. Oh, that's a horrible dart. Oh, turn that off. Getting hot in here. Everything's going high now. Herbal. I've been considering buying a duplicate set of darts just to help break the third dart curse. Buy a duplicate set of darts, definitely. So I think I've missed a conversation that's going on here. Buy a duplicate set of darts because you never know when a point might break, or you might literally lose one when you've been practicing before a game. But whatever works for you. See somebody mentioned their practice for 6 darts. You can do. It might work for some people. I hate to do anything that wouldn't come up in a game. That's why people have like practice rings, board overlays. I'm sure they work for some people, but I don't like to do anything that I wouldn't realistically encounter in a game. But definitely buy 2 sets. Once you've got a set of darts you're really comfortable with, buy a backup set. Oh. Yeah, Nick, that's the thing. It's darts is. I always remember seeing a Bobby George interview, and he said darts is an easy game to play, but it's a really difficult game to play well. And then he said it's a lovely feeling when you aim at something and you hit it. And you got to agree, even after playing for 11, 12 years, when that first dart goes exactly where you're aiming for it to go, it is satisfying. and that's part of the challenge. That's why we all play. What age should I start throwing, Nathan? 20. I was a real late comer to darts. Then I played a lot for 3 or 4 years. Just from other sports, I knew that match practice was the only thing that was going to make me better. And then I got dartitis and I didn't play for 3 or 4 years. And I've been back again playing for 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, about 11 or 12 years. 130. Yeah, easy to learn, very hard to master. Completely agree, Marcus, on that. The most frustrating thing, it's a bit like golf and other sports like that, is when you hit a bad shot, but you know you've hit 180s in the past, and then you hit a 26. It's more frustrating because you know you've hit the 180 before. Yeah, Grandy, those darts of yours looked really nice, mate. Oh man, in the 5s. Must be getting tired in the 5s. Right, about 25 minutes left, so I'm going to really try and get another one of these 170s. Too many misses on it. Oof. That second one was screaming out for it. Getting that first start in there a lot. Come on, let's hit this 170. Oh. Yeah, exactly, Josh. It's always a good social. Even if you're not a good dart player, it's a good social. But then once you start going to social, you think, well, I might as well try and get better at this because I'd like a free pint and I'd like to enjoy winning. Yeah, Harrows do have really great darts. Hugely underrated manufacturer. Obviously, they were one of the big boys years ago, and they've sort of dropped down the pecking order a bit. They do some really good entry-level darts. I used Harrow torpedoes for years, and they were always the ones I went back to. And I pretty much went with these ones because they were close to those. Oh, that's rubbish. Mark, is that a good first year? It's hard to measure how good somebody is by 180s. I couldn't tell you how many I hit my first year. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I did keep count for a while. I think most people do. But I think a more telling statistic is not something you keep track of, but it's 140s. If you can get 2 in the treble regularly, it doesn't matter if you never hit 180 in your life. If you can hit 3 140s in a row, you're winning that leg. So I've never been a huge scorer. I do hit 180s, but 140s and 134s, that's where your bread's buttered. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Yeah, Nathan. It's the same with me. I find it really cathartic playing darts. If I have a stressful day, I can just come out here and almost switch off. Just try and get in that zone. Put on some music, whatever. Yeah, Chris, that's one of those things. Like once the novelty of hitting 180s has worn off for people, I mean, it's always nice. It's always a little buzz, but once you've got to the point where you just take them out of the board, then much rather hit a load of 140s than a 180. But I would say that because I'm nowhere near the treble 20 at the minute, am I? There is a big thing about 180s, and it's one of those things that people always ask, how many 180s have you hit? But like I say, if you're winning, it's how many doubles you hit, really. Oh, come on, let's hit a bullseye. It's been a while since I've hit a bullseye. How many have we hit today? 8, 13, 16, 17. Oh, that's miles away. Have I got a Reddit page? No, I was on Reddit for a while, and then some people was nasty to me. Not nasty, it just was one of the more negative places when you post something or somebody chatting back. And I mean, I've got a thick skin, but also at the end of the day, if people are just going to be negative, and I wasn't getting much traffic to view the videos from there, so I sort of binned it off a little bit. You forgot to give me a like, Marcus. Well, hopefully you've gone back and done it, and anybody else who's watching it, give it a like. It does help. Oh, come on, in these ones. I've got another bullseye at least. What I might do, I'm going to have another 2 or 3, and then I'll pull the camera back, and then you guys can... is that a sub? Yeah, there you go. And then you guys can give me some checkouts to hit. So I don't think another 170 is coming necessarily. So talk amongst yourselves for 2 minutes, and I'll just move the camera so it's in a decent position, and then hit me in the chat with what checkouts you want. This camera. In fact, let's just set that one up again. Sorry, just gonna have to talk amongst yourselves for a second. Get rid of them. Just set up that board camera again. Right. Sorry, just forgive me while I do this. I am still here, guys. Sorry, I'm just setting up that camera. There you go, that's close enough. Managed to leave the chat. Good work, Bryn. Rubbish. I'm so bad at this. But you guys whack in the chat what you want me to hit. And I'll go from there.
Heard about GoDaddy domain name?
Right. Somebody asked for a 125, so I'll go for that. Oh. Yeah, that went really well. I've managed to kick. I managed to kick over the camera, and that's going to be a ball ache to get back up running again. Give me 2 seconds. God's sake, I'm useless at tech. Right. Honestly, you could make a complete blooper reel out of the way I do a live stream, so I'm going to bin that there because I managed to hide the chat and I managed to kick over the camera. So anyone who's still watching, I'm really sorry. I'm going to bin it and come back on Saturday. Saturday, I'm going to try and play subs again. I think I've got a system where I can do it without it crashing my computer. But otherwise, I took out the 170. Wasn't the worst stream I've ever done. But it was the worst with me trying to fix the camera, knock it over, and get rid of the chat. So, see you guys next time. Neil's Darts is doing a stream in a bit, and then I think somebody mentioned that Darts Referee is too. So go and jump on that one, and then have a nice evening, guys. And hopefully that means that I will see you on Saturday.